Welcome, folks. Calling to order our select board meeting, business meeting, October 27th. We are all present and accounted for. Let's start with a town clerk report.
Okay. Just wanted to remind everybody that early voting by absentee is still open. The last day to get an absentee ballot for the November 4th referendum is Thursday, October 30th by 4 p.m. The actual referendum election is Tuesday, November 4th, and polls will be open all day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The town clerk's office will also be open for business in those same hours from 8 to 8.
I didn't print out. Didn't print out the minutes that we have to sign.
Oh, the town office will be closed on Tuesday, November 11th for Veterans Day. And let's see, what else?
It'll be on the printer soon. Oh, you printed out yet?
I did just today in the mail get another Consolidated Communications invoice showing a credit. Are we gonna ever have charges again for Consolidated, or do we need to get paid, reimbursed for that, or?
Consolidated is our current phone service.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the same credit that's been showing up for a few months, so,
This is simply just for an internet router.
okay.
It's showing a $0 internet new charge.
Telling them it's Consolidated invoice showing a credit. Again, same amount, no changes.
Yeah, it's just, it's for the router. It's a zero charge, so that's why the balance didn't change.
So just
File it.
File it. Okay. I just had a couple things to mention on your warrant, the AP warrant for tonight. We did receive a request for payment from the town of Effingham Fire Department for mutual aid services that they provide to Parsons Field. I also, on that invoice, mentioned, just kind of made a note, Town of Limerick and Town of Newfield. I just felt that once we pay one, we should pay the other two the same exact time, if that's okay with.
Oh, that's perfect.
The road invoices that are included are just simply fixing the town office parking lot, and all of the work there is on Huzzy Road. We did receive an invoice from the shopping guide. The expenses incurred by the planning board and the ZBA had to be paid out of the general advertisement budget, if you will. All the money has been expended completely from planning board and ZBA due to attorney's fees. Just wanted to ask, I guess, is there any thought about going to special town meeting, or are we just going to continue to pay out of the general admin bucket when the stuff comes in for ads or legal expenses for these two? I'm talking about ZBA and planning board, I guess.
Okay, about how we're going to pay for them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because everything is just zeroed out right now. We have no money in ZBA or planning board.
Probably need to, because we've got a year ahead of us to almost before we vote on our next.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
We need to workshop it to determine what
Yeah.
the amount is before we can have that meeting, but
Right. Determine how and where. Maybe we can workshop that on Tuesday after the interviews, if that's what we're doing at 2:30, we can do it maybe after that,
on Thursday?
on Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to look at, maybe there is enough money just to keep paying it out of the general for admin, just for the ad part of it. Not sure what the attorney's expenses are going to be moving forward, so. And as people are coming in, paying their tax bill, we're getting a lot of people that have comments about sometimes their assessment seems off, or they have questions about their properties. We just had one today that there was no split, but the acreage was changed, stuff like that. We're just making a pile basically for the new assessor, just to take and work on when they get here. Is that okay with you all, or?
Yes.
Want to do anything different?
No, I think that's good.
Okay.
I did email O'Donnell's today about a question somebody had on their homestead, and
Yep.
I noticed that he responded to yours. your email, but not to mine. So
Okay,
I'm pretty sure they're thinking all of that information will be handled by Bob.
okay.
Yeah.
When is it November 1st, technically when he starts, or
Yes.
Yeah, 3rd is Monday, so
Monday.
yeah.
the Monday, November 3rd? So will he be in the office, like, move,
On Monday, probably not.
He hasn't given me a date yet, but I did set up the email address,
okay.
so,
Just need to know how to get information to him, I guess.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. That's all I got.
I have an agenda for tonight. Make a motion to approve it as written.
I'll second.
All in favor? Minutes from last week, we have a motion that we approve it as written. Did you get a chance to go
I
through?
did.
Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as written.
I'll second.
Get my words out.
that's okay.
All in favor?
Try to keep them together. Try to keep it together. Bills to be paid. So last week, we had quite a large warrant that we were able to look at, but then never actually presented it as part of our agenda to sign. I think what I will do is just quickly go over it. There, our plow guys for the north and south parts, both Mark and Green Shadow Properties had their first payments for the season. And the rest of the warrant was attorney's fees, Eco Maine, Tuck, to the tune of $78,438 and some cents. So it was a total of $176,238.48 is what I have here. I don't know if that corresponds to the minutes or not, but,
It does.
okay. So that was last week's.
I didn't put it in the minutes because we didn't vote on it.
Okay,
Yeah, corresponds to my notes from last week.
right. So I've signed it if you want to go ahead and put today's date on it. And you can do this one, that's the plow. And then we'll go over this week's. I'll do the switch, guys. A little smaller this week, the warrant. Doing our mutual aid, like Danielle said, Dwight Mills, lots of road material, shopping guide ads. Paying half the bill for the Leamington cell phone, okay? That's for the animal control officer. And Norman's got his mileage in there, Secretary of State, Registry of Deeds, for a total of $23,208.17.
That is something you wanted to pay out of the ACO budget, correct?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how, so, speaking of warrants and signatures and payroll, Maine Municipal Association suggests or says that we are supposed to have a yearly vote or a yearly signing of a policy on treasurer's disbursement warrants for employee wages and benefits. So something I wrote up from MMA's suggestions lists the current municipal officers. It also gives you 3 options to check so that any one of us can sign it, one of us can sign it, or 2 of us can sign it. I would make a motion that we check off the box that any of the municipal officers named above, acting alone, may review, approve, and sign such warrants in case we're all dispersed somewhere, somehow.
Snowstorms, illness, anything like that, so payroll goes on.
So payroll continues to go on. I would make a motion that we approve any one of the municipal officers named above, which are Jen Lewis, Aaron Bogan, Saban Beckwith, acting alone, may review, approve, and sign such warrants. Danielle, it goes on to say that you get a copy, that you keep a copy of it, and that you're supposed to remind us on a yearly basis
Okay,
that we do this, okay? We will keep a copy of it, I think, in our, a hard copy in our policy book as well. Did I make the motion?
can do it.
Well, we're, okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's on the discussion item, so kind of jumping ahead, but
Yeah, we are. But you know what, I wanted to add it while we're talking about the warrant and payroll. So we also have payroll to approve this week as well.
You may have to retract that motion.
Yeah, so I'm gonna just,
didn't have a second, so you can just say the
I
motion
think this
died.
motion died for now. I brought it up with payroll. Got it. Not wanting to forget that. So I will once again make a motion that we sign this policy on treasurer's disbursement warrants for employee wages and benefits, and any one of the municipal officers named above may review, approve, and sign such warrants.
Second.
All in favor? Wasn't sure if we're gonna do that. This is October. I also added to it that hereafter, this policy shall be renewed at the first business meeting following the annual town meeting. Review ads. We just paid a bunch of ads. I don't know that any of these will be in the paper this week. So we did our secretary ad for 2 weeks. And I can update that we are interviewing one of the secretary applicants on Tuesday with Desiree. And we'll go from there. She's shown a lot of interest, and I think she has a good background for it. Reports. No reports this week. Meetings. This is like the fourth Wednesday of the month, so there's no planning board meeting on Wednesday. We have discussion items on our open rolls. We've had a resident who's requesting to fill the role of the emergency management agent. Richard Waldron, I have an appointment sheet for him. We also, under open roles, this isn't really an open role, but we have somebody who is, wants to be on the board of directors for the Shakopee Rescue Unit. And that would be Bruce Thibodeau, and he has already, he's been on the board before. Matter of fact, I think he chaired the board in the past. So I have 2 appointment sheets for those positions. And I'm the planning board and ZBA secretary is who we're going to interview on Thursday. So. I would make a motion that we
Second?
seconded it.
Yeah,
What motion?
the motion for the,
Okay, I would make a motion.
sorry, I thought you said.
For Bruce Thibodeau to be recommended to the board of Shakopee Rescue. You seconded it. All in favor? I've spoken with both of them, and I think they'll be in tomorrow. There you go. I'll make a motion that Richard Waldron is appointed to Parsonsfield Emergency Management Agent for a year until town meeting of 2026.
Second.
All in favor?
contact them as far as to come in?
I've spoken with both of them, and it sounded like they would come in tomorrow.
Okay.
There you are. Okay. Building update. I spoke with our adjuster today. He has sent the information on ServPro's appraisal for the repairs to MMA. The woman who's in charge of that is not back until the 30th. So on Thursday, he's expecting to hear from her. He also compared the flooring estimate with ServPro's, and there was like a $2,500 difference. He thought that it was due to the fact that Sanford was going to use carpet tiles, which are more expensive. He was also going to check with MMA to see if we went with them, if we would be responsible for the difference in cost from what they would provide as opposed to what the carpet tiles would cost. So I think we'll wait to hear from them about that. We can send Sanford the square footage for the hallway, so he could give us an estimate maybe in the, in a rollout carpet instead of squares. And he sent us the invoice. Let's go back. For the repairs, we've already paid, I think, $25,000 for the first ServPro's first repair or cleanup, and then we have our second one, the mitigation. We have not received an invoice for that yet, so. Let's see what we got here from ServPro. ServPro is incredibly detailed in what they present. Their estimate comes in at $35,587, and that's to do the mudding, the tape, the sheetrock, painting, patching, removing and replacing items on the walls. So there you have it. We'll wait till Thursday and see what kind of information they can send. We have David Lonsby came in during our workshop today to talk about the equipment that he requested. And we also spoke with him about the fact that, Parsons Field's budget is already set. Some of his requests we probably would not be able to make at all. And it sounded to me, I thought that he had a lot of the equipment between Leamington and himself in terms of crates and the poles that they use for leashing and bite gloves that he had and vest. I think at this point he's okay to stay with where he is and just keep dealing with Parsons Field in the way that he is. We did have a resident stop by who is interested in maybe being the deputy ACO, and I can pursue that a little further and see if we can't maybe get him on board. But I think looking at did you guys have any thoughts on the equipment that he needed or requested?
I mean, if he gets done with Leamington in March, like he said that he's going to, a lot of that equipment is not going to be available to him.
Right, but I'm getting the feeling that he's understanding the fact that we can't meet his stipend requirements or, pay him some of the money that he'd like in order to leave Leamington. I'm kind of getting the feeling that he might stay in Leamington and continue with us as he is.
And a reduced role is kind of how I picked up on it, like
Right.
a deputy position,
Right.
So,
which means some of that equipment we're still going to need for a full-time person.
right. I mean, I did look at the state's website and go into, I did like a Google search on what animal control officers really require. And I think he had a lot of things that maybe we wouldn't have to purchase right away, considering our budget. So I think we'll have to just see where the AC role goes,
Yep.
ACO role.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're gonna have to take a look at it as we go further, and if we end up needing to buy the things, it's gonna have to be unanticipated funds. I mean, it's, we didn't anticipate him changing, and so
Right.
it's things that we would have to buy, whether it's him or someone else.
Either that or you could add it to your special town meeting warrant.
Right.
You're gonna have a special town meeting.
Yeah, the only challenge is he's not talking about leaving them until the end of March,
Right.
like around their town meeting. So it wouldn't be like a known number hours or,
We don't even have a specific idea yet of what would be that we'd purchase, so,
right.
yeah.
We kind of went through a list today of what we have and what we have, what Leamington has and what he has. So at least give us a little bit better idea, but obviously anything that Leamington owns is not coming with him if he leaves them, so.
Remains to be seen. Audit update. So I know Danielle and I talked about giving them a call. We didn't do that last week. Are you comfortable with where we are, or do we still need to get some more information?
Oh, I'm not comfortable because the figures I have do not match what they have been given in the past. So I'm at a stopping point. They're not taking my information because they have a balance that is not matching mine. I don't know where they're coming up with that balance for, they're not giving me any additional information of what they've been provided before me. So I can't go anywhere. I can't proceed with the audit as is right now.
Do they know that? Do they?
I have told them twice.
Okay.
They're still requesting it. So I would like to get on the phone with them with a select board member. We've got to get this done.
I'm coming in tomorrow, but it probably won't be till noon time-ish. Okay?
Unless you want to do it on a Thursday with the group. That's up to you.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to all of you. I mean,
Right. If we don't look at it and give them a call tomorrow and find out where we can go with that, we'll pursue it on Thursday as well.
yep.
Is there information that you need from Debbie?
I don't know what Debbie has provided the auditors. And I've asked the auditors to give me the information they have been provided by Debbie, by us, to come up with their numbers, and they won't give me anything from their office. They're requesting information, but I said, give me what you've been provided, and they won't. So I don't know what they're looking at, and I can't explain it. So all I know is what I have for numbers and the reasons why.
Okay. All right. Well, we
Just-
didn't call them last week, we really should.
They really need to explain that. We have to get through this, and we really, really need to expedite these next few years. I don't understand why they can't come in this office and work one-on-one with us to get this done. I mean, this is ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Yeah,
Very frustrating.
yeah, it is. All right. I'll move on to food insecurity. A lot of this has to do with the fact that SNAP benefits are being cut for the month of November. I would like to reach out to Parsonsfield residents for food donations. Anything non-perishable goes really well, especially with families with kids, and that would be things like cereal, pastas, boxes of macaroni and cheese, and what I'd like to do is add all these to our food pantry that we do with Youthful Maine. It'll be on Thursday. What's the date?
20th.
The 20th at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we're changing the time. We're making it a little bit earlier. I'm going to reach out to Katie and Sam, who run Youthful Maine. They've already, looks like they've posted ads for their areas to have people donate food, but maybe they could also do it to list our location as a drop-off. So I can put something in the shopping guide as well. So they had a nice ad.
Yeah, so that's the 20th. Then you have St. Matthew's Food Pantry in Limerick. It's every Tuesday of the month from 10 to noon, and then the first Monday of the month from 6 to 7 p.m. And then Riverside United Methodist, theirs is the first and third Friday of every month from 8:30 to 10 a.m.
Right. And Riverside is doing the same thing with their town halls, asking for donations and putting boxes out to collect.
And then on Thursday, can you and I take a look at what we have for donations?
The food donations?
Yeah.
Eating donations.
Food,
Yep.
and see what we can do, if there's anything, maybe, you know, if it's something where we can go and put together boxes or something.
Oh, speaking of that, we have cards to calls, right? Cards to calls.
I
Not,
believe it's calls.
yeah.
We've been distributing those if they don't qualify for general assistance.
Okay.
If you want to use those at your will, yeah, absolutely.
Shakopee Valley Health Center takes boxes of, they call them senior boxes, but they may be willing to donate a few to us. I've talked to Erica Hartford about it before. I'll get in touch with her again
Yep.
and see if they'll donate some to us. She's talked about it, so that's good. Point of order, we moved our approval of disbursements policy up, so that we signed. Shakopee Rescue Budget. Aaron and I attended last week's budget meeting at Hiram Town Hall with a few of the other select board meetings for the 4 towns that we serve. Cornish gets their budget in earlier, so it was kind of a, you know, they talked about going through these scenarios of staffing that would give 4 different budget amounts to the towns. Cornish is having their business meeting on Wednesday at 6. They're going to be discussing this. I know Corey Hale is on the select board for Hiram, and I am going to go as well at 6 o'clock on Wednesday to that meeting. I believe there's going to be a Porter person there. And then Jess Larson is on the Cornish Select Board. We talked about, you know, just listening to what it is that they're throwing around for numbers and then getting advertising for all of us to get together as a select boards to discuss the budget items that they have here. Cornish had some thoughts about where they wanted to go with it, and they were extending their deadline, so they don't need to vote on it right away. So I think you have a copy of it? I didn't give you one?
No.
No, okay. We'll make a copy of this so that you have it and you can look at it. They want to staff an extra shift, which is basically what's bringing up some of the costs, and which I think is probably a good idea. They find that their hours that are busiest are like 7 to 9, and their second shift starts at 9 a.m. So we can,
It's an increase across the board, whether they add more hours to that shift or not.
right,
So it's even keeping the current service level, it increases. And it's driven by the fact that they're getting 50,000 less
on their billing,
in their billing
right.
from insurance.
And I mean, if they need more staffing, they need more staffing, but I do know that some of the towns are looking into other alternatives. So I'll go and find out what they're talking about, and we can talk about it ourselves as well. NESERP. NESERP is Maine's community like redevelopment program. We were approached by Cy Coffee, multiple months ago. And what they're looking for is a point of contact within the town. It's like preferably one of the select board members who could meet every couple of weeks for about a half an hour. They put redevelopment and mills in a direction to be able to get grants. It's not like they provide grants or money, but they work with them to see what they can provide to that particular area to start a redevelopment process. I'm so busy with SMPDC and the grant stuff that I'm working on. I kind of did you guys get the email that I forwarded about it? I forwarded you just a quick, from Cy Coffee.
Yeah.
I sent that, let's see.
The last I have is when you told them that we weren't going to be able to do it
Oh, from way back when?
from June.
Okay, so this is, oh, I'm gonna forward it to you now. All right, well, we're not gonna just, I'm gonna forward it to you now if I didn't. I probably didn't.
Do we know when they're meeting?
No, they don't have anything set in place yet. They're just looking for initial support. So this is a thread from Cy, and it's just a basic rundown of the Maine Community Energy Redevelopment Program. It's administered by a couple of different Maine Department of Energy Resource and Governor Energy Office groups. It supports proposals for new development or infrastructure deployment where underutilized electricity infrastructure exists. So feel free to read through it, and then maybe on Thursday we can touch base on it. How does that sound?
Yep.
Okay, something to workshop. I've asked him before what the involvement from the town would be, and he said minimal involvement, but I believe that in this, he says maybe a half an hour every other week or so. And he lists what other towns have done too, so
It's a virtual meeting.
I don't know that. I know that they all came in and met with us in the town, in our office, but
I'm just looking at where they've worked before. It's all over the states. I don't know where they.
yeah, so maybe, certainly Zoom meetings are good when everybody's spread out that far. Locally determined revitalization projects. It's not super clear cut. Doesn't cost the town anything at all.
I'd be happy to do it.
Really?
Yep.
Just time, matter of time. All right, that sounds good. We can talk about it more on Thursday then. All right, and I'll let Cy know of Trio module.
Yeah, so talked to Danielle on Thursday, was that? Yeah,
Yeah.
Thursday. About getting the dog program, the Trio dog program removed because we don't need it anymore because the new state software kind of replaced it and made it obsolete. So they are going to cancel that. It does take 90 days for cancellation. But they are going to credit us back $320.11
Great.
for the dog software. So they're going to credit that back to us. The other part of that was looking into the real estate assessing program. And so the software license for the real estate assessing is $5,604.50. And then the installation, training, implementation, and project management is $1,600. So it's a total of $7,204.50 for a quotation that they gave us to have that installed. That's one of the requirements of AVS is to have that program. So I don't know how long, they didn't list any sort of timeline for how long it takes any of this to go, but it just,
Yeah, I thought the number he threw out was somewhere in between 2,000 and 3,000.
To buy all this?
Yeah.
And then is there a yearly maintenance or a yearly renewal or?
the yearly renewal, the yearly amount is the $5,604.50. That's the license. And then it's the installation training is the $1,600. I want to say we accounted for 4,600, but have to double check on that. So
And what account?
in the remember if we left it in assessing or if we put it in, where's my budget? In software. I don't remember which one we did it in,
We can look and
but we'll have to take a
put it on
look.
Thursday, 'cause it's
Yeah.
a big expense.
Chunk, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it's,
on a yearly basis as
It's-
well.
yeah, what is that, 3,600 more than we kind of were
Yeah.
anticipating, so,
So is he gonna export CAMA into this?
I think it's
correct.
gonna take a year to do that though, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's gonna take a year to get CAMA into that.
So CAMA and Trio are gonna be, running at the same time for him to,
To do what he needs to do.
For a
okay?
And
year,
then CAMA goes away.
yep.
That's expensive.
Yep.
Okay.
Good with that?
Yep.
Okay, how about the laptop purchase?
Laptop purchase. So, we do not have a computer for them. And one of our plans was to buy a laptop for Danielle and then move her desktop into the assessors. So, we never actually bought the laptop, so I looked up, where'd it go? Drafts. Looked up the laptop, and so it would be buying the laptop for Danielle, moving her desktop in for the assessors to use, and then setting their office up in the where the code office is. And the laptop is the same laptop that I have. It's $620, $619, but
Is it the Dell Business?
that's when I look at it on Amazon, and I think it's actually cheaper when you look at it on Amazon. It's
Oh, 'cause
been
you get the
historical.
discount.
Yeah,
Is that, you're talking about this laptop, the same
Same
ones
as-
that we got, just the
Correct.
same as this one, the
Yeah.
same, okay.
I have a ton of information on my desktop. Is Chris gonna get involved, or how do I migrate
Yeah,
all my stuff onto that to use?
Chris, I would get Chris involved on it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Microsoft, and this Microsoft still is kind of out of, I don't know
yeah.
what.
Yeah, he'd be able to get
Microsoft
it all
license.
set up completely.
That's what he's gonna do, Chris?
I mean, I haven't talked to him about it yet, but
Okay.
he would, I mean, that's,
Can you move things onto a portable hard drive for her, too?
or onto the shared drive.
yeah.
I mean,
There's room on the shared drive.
is that an issue? Have we run into?
I don't know how much I don't even know what we have. That was something he was gonna I don't know how much room's on the shared drive,
Okay,
available, I should say.
We could add it to the list tomorrow to call Chris,
Yeah,
tell him that, because we need to do this. I
Yeah.
mean, we need to do this like for next week.
I let him know that he may not have a computer.
Okay,
So
right away.
I told him that we need to order it and approve it on Monday and that it would take time for it to get here, so. But I'll send the link over to you, Danielle.
I would like to make a motion that we buy Danielle a laptop.
Second.
All in favor?
Yeah, because you still have the
have the dock.
dock for it, so, yep.
I screamed.
And then the phone situation, I still haven't heard back from Mark Warnicki with Consolidated, and it's,
Are you looking at reducing the number of lines?
I really think we should, this planning board phone in here, I don't know that anyone ever uses, but once we have a secretary, they would probably want to check the voicemails that come in. I really believe that the select board office probably could use just one phone that we answer.
And to be honest, we could use one phone, but just, the 3 handsets like we've always had, one ring, or we had 2 lines, and we can have,
Yeah, the question is, I think, is can we get some kind of credit or have something done so that we can consolidate? And I'll just keep bugging until we find out.
we don't need
Yeah,
our own voicemails or anything like that.
I think that, planning board, CEO, and assessing, I received a phone call today, and when I said select board, when I said who I was, she's like, oh, I was calling the assessor. So,
Yeah.
so I think of having an assessing phone would probably be,
Yeah.
worth it. Okay. Thursday public hearing. What we should also do is, after the public hearing that was held on Thursday, voting on, or making a motion to accept the general assistance ordinance that we do on a yearly basis. I will make a motion that we approve from October 1st through September 30th of 2026, the general assistance ordinance.
Second.
All in favor? And while we're signing, Saban, do you have any?
My update was going to be discussed with you, that I'd run into some of the land share riders folks, but they came in during our workshop and they pretty much said everything to me, to you. So we're going to work on trying to get that forum straightened out.
Sounds good.
That's it for me.
It's for you.
I met with the electrical contractor who turned out to be one of the selectmen that was at the meeting, the rescue meeting.
Mr. O'Donnell?
Yeah.
Yep, okay.
And so he was the electrical contractor for the boiler. The state inspector was coming and they needed to be let in. They were going to let themselves in, but I told them that if they did that, they were going to set off all kinds of alarms. So I went over on, I think it was Friday. I don't know, it all runs together at this point, but I went over last week. Yeah, it had to have been Friday because we were closed. I went over Friday and waited around for the state inspector to come. He came in. There were just two things that they needed to fix, and they fixed one of them before they even left. And then the other one, they were checking to see if they needed to get it done because it was more of a oil burner. It's like an electrical shutoff.
Was that why we didn't have heat that day, or?
No,
No,
no. And I did separately, I'll talk about
Okay.
that, but the part basically is if there's a fire, it shuts off the electrical, so it would stop like the pump from pumping oil in. Well, that doesn't really work with propane, which is why they didn't install it.
Okay,
But the state inspector was saying that they needed to install it anyway, so they were gonna confirm whether or not they needed to and then do it.
okay.
If they needed to. And then I saw Paul at Trunk or Treat. I let him know that when I was standing there waiting for the state inspector to show up, that the other pump sounds like the bearing is going. So the circulator pump that pumps the water around the building makes us get our heat. So he is going to write us up to replace one pump and to replace both. So
Okay.
he's going to work on that.
Sounds expensive.
It does sound.
It does, but
So he told me.
Is that what he told
He
you?
did give me the number, but he said it's going to be expensive.
Yeah, that's right. I think you came back into.
I was like,
Right.
oh.
Yep. You don't know if he's put that part on for the propane to the stove yet, do you? It flies right on. You're gonna get it.
go ahead.
No, I don't want to do that.
I got it. I flew right as yeah.
Missed it.
That's all right. I'm just hitting myself on camera. That's all I had.
Okay, I don't know, I don't think the part is on yet too, so I think that's still sitting on the dishwasher in there. Speaking of which, we do have an electric stove, commercial kitchen range, old, but working. If, we probably should put it out there on Craigslist or something.
It's an induction burner, electric range too. Just so you know. That's what that's called, induction burner.
Doesn't look like an induction burner.
It's
Looks like-
one of the first styles of induction.
Seriously?
Yeah.
But we can use all kinds of pots
You
and
can use
pans on
regular
it.
pots and pans on
Okay.
induction too. It's not a coil electric stove.
Okay. It would be good to get that out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, put your word out there if you know anybody else in the cooking business that may want something like that.
I mean,
Or we
you
can
guys could always, put stuff out to bid. I mean, town-owned equipment or whatever, like stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Like to stick it on.
Get rid of it, yeah.
Yep.
So we did talk about the workshop we held with land share writers and went over the flooring estimate, and that's, we had a lady who wrote to us a while back about the salt shed, about the graffiti on the salt shed, asking us to repaint The salt shed. Yep, there is graffiti on it. My thoughts are that if we paint it, they'll reapply the graffiti that's on it already. That building needs desperately to be replaced. It's not insured right now, and that is a liability to the town. So we understand that it might be unsightly. I'm going to tell you that in 40 years, I don't ever remember not seeing graffiti on the side of that building. So it's a difficult subject right now, but it is something that we have to make a plan about replacing that building. And who knows, maybe we could somehow get a fence around it. You know, we'd also need to have a separate area where residents can get their sand. So definitely needs, you know, Maya even mentioned maybe something, keeping the cement pad that's there and putting up like a rhino shelter over it, or like a Quonset hut, you know how they have the big curved coverings, so maybe we'll do something like that, but we do have to talk about it.
There's a company in Sanford, is it called Rubber?
Yeah, I've gotten a quote from Rub.
That Aaron got it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of up there, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was like 297,000.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So we also had a complaint about a wedding venue that our code enforcement officer is looking into. And I know that I've talked about this before, but the code enforcement officer has offered to stay on board on a part-time basis. And I would really like us to make a decision on that pretty soon, because we've had somebody else inquire about a position, and maybe they could come on as a deputy if it works out. And I did hear from Eric, and he is waiting for some of his scheduling to free up before he comes back as an LPI. So that could be in the future.
We are a little bit behind on our reporting and payments to the state. That's something that Eric Frey used to put together for us every month. I got to speak with Norman to see if he can help us with that. Eric did all of that work,
Okay,
and we just cut the check.
Okay.
It's gathering all the permits that they needed and sending it to the state, getting a total nice, he has a nice Excel template that he uses.
that Eric used?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it makes sense to reinvent the wheel with Norman, or if Eric's going to come back and continue with that.
Well, Norman must do it for the town of Newfield, so he's got to have something in
So maybe
place.
just to talk to Norman and
Sure.
see if he can get something
Yep.
together. Yep. Okay.
Okay, we could have talked to him today. I didn't realize we were behind on that.
Yeah, if you see him, it's just so crazy in the office.
Yeah, I know today was definitely.
It's gonna be crazy all week, so.
Workshop items, Hasty Road issues, personnel policy that we need to work on. Yes, it could be that when we interview the secretary position on Thursday at our workshop at 2:30, that we enter into an executive session just to discuss personnel issues, you know, to keep it open and to advertise the fact that we may be doing that once we open as a workshop. And I think, other than that, that's all I have.
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded. All in favor? Thank you.